Dear students, in this video lecture, we'll talk about the classical methods of studying the load flow. There are three classical methods of studying the load flow. The one is the Gauss-Seidel method, the Newton reference method, and the fast decouple method. Usually what happens is in the traditional load flow techniques, which are basically used for distribution load flow, these are characterized by the distribution system, or whether radial or weakly meshed network, or the single phase loads are handled by the distribution load flow diagram, or the distributed generation or other renewable generation loads supplies the installed load installed centers, like that the many parameters. So basically the purpose of load flow study is to model the network of buses which are connected by the lines or the switches connected to a voltage specific source bus. Each bus may have a corresponding load composite form consisting of basically the inductor or the shunt capacitor or the combination of both. The load and the generator are connected to the buses. So the classical methods of studying these all methods, they include these three methods. So let us summarize what are these methods, and what are the equations that we study in these methods. Let us study the Gauss-Seidel method. As already you know, in Gauss-Seidel method, we are using the Kirchhoff's current law nodal equations, which are represented as I injection, that is the current at the particular node. So if suppose I injection is the current at the node of a given connected load, where I represent I injection, J is the injection current at the bus J, and if IJI, if I want to mention, so it is the current flow from Jth bus to the ith bus. So if I rewrite the equation, so current injection current I is represented as Y bus into V bus, where Y bus is the admittance matrix which is given, which is as shown in the equation, where V bus is the vector of the bus voltages. If we sum the total power at a particular bus, the generation and load is represented as the complex power. So the non-linear load flow equation is represented as shown in the equation. So basically this classical method performance is poor as compared to other methods, especially in case of radial distribution system, because there is a lack of branch connections between the large set of surrounding buses. But it should be noted that the injection voltage current correction propagates out to the surrounding buses on the layer of neighboring buses for every iteration. Okay, so that's why this method is not very well utilized. Let us go through the next method, that is Newton reference method. Newton reference method assumes an initial starting voltage that uses in computing mismatch power, that is yes, that particular part. The expression for S is called as the mismatch power. So in order to determine the convergence criteria, so we have to consider this condition, that is S is less than or equal to sigma, where it is specific tolerance. The accuracy index and as well as the sensitivity matrix is derived from the inverse Jacobian matrix of the injected power equations, where theta I is the angle between the VI and VJ, and psi I is the admittance angle, which is represented as shown in the below equation. So PI and QI both are represented as shown in the equation. So basically this method is very excellent as compared to the previous method, especially for the larger systems, but does not take advantage of the radial structure of distribution, and hence the computational inefficient, it is very much inefficient as far as the computation is considered. But this method fails when the Jacobian matrix is singular, or the system becomes ill conditioned, as in the case of a low distribution x bar r ratio. Now let us study the last method, that is the fast decouple method. The fast decouple method, it simplifies the Jacobian matrix by using small angle approximation to eliminate relatively small elements of the Jacobian. So especially what happens here is this is one of the effective technique which is used in the power system. So what happens here is the poor convergence ratio, x by r ratio, that makes the difference, the interaction of v and theta magnitude with active and reactive power flow, that causes especially the poor convergence as well. So here especially this method, usually it is used for one of the effective technique, especially used for the power system analysis. So what I mean to say is these all methods whatever we are using, the load flow methods whatever we are using, so those methods are very effective. And the 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 program, or especially the load fast decoupled load flow program, which is employing the sparse matrix techniques, needs less computer storage and running time, but makes it harder by modifying the program to adapt to further study, such as the power system security and continuation of power flow. But what happens is these to meet the study purposes, the complicated fast FDLP algorithms, those must be used in a particular method. So basically these methods are they are very simple methods and very reliable methods. There are the very reliable methods as far as the load flow and analysis is considered. The wide range of practical applications these methods are having, but it is attractive for accurate or approximate off and online routine contingency calculations for networks of any size, and that those can be implemented very efficiently on computers with restricted storage capacities. So these methods are very efficient, especially in the load flow analysis studies. Let us glance the distribution load flow methods. What happens due to the limitations of fast decouple method, especially in solving ill conditioned systems with highest x by r ratio, the distribution load flow techniques, they are having certain requirements. Okay, so the what what the next we are trying to tell is, we are trying to summarize the commonly used methods for the load flow. So first one is the forward or backward sweep methods. Basically these methods solves the branch current or load flow by using the forward sweeping method. The compute the nodal voltages using the backward sweep approach. Then Newton method uses the power mismatches at the end of the feeders and laterals to the iteratively to solve the nodal voltages. The Gauss method on the bus impedance matrix, the equation solves iteratively for the branch currents. So what we are trying to study in this particular part is basically usually what happens is the backward sweep method and the forward sweep method. These are the methods. They will go for the load flow techniques for the transmission distribution networks, but not sufficient for the smart grid load flow. So these methods can easily implemented by using the sparsity technique or the implicity bus matrix, or by using the computational techniques. So in summary what we can say, the load flow techniques are well documented in the literature. So some software packages are also available for demonstrating their trade-offs and the compatibility as well. So basically what happens is the possibility of adopting these methods to the power system load flow analysis is one of the very important primary concern, especially in case of power system. So what happens usually here is the system maximum time, the maximum cases, either maybe no overloads occurrence or the load occurrence type, the when the system is during the contingencies, the transfer is increased in online real time. So in that case, so these methods must give the valuable results, especially in case of load flow analysis. So in the next video lecture, we'll try to study about the congestion management effect, that we'll study in detail in the next video lecture. Thank you.